Hey everybody, Steve Okino with History in the Hand, and I am back. I'm back at a location that I searched a few weeks ago and wound up finding a lot of interesting stuff. I never did introduce the place or do what we found, but this is the place that I ended up finding, and you'll see in a minute, 9 1920s Philadelphia police uniform buttons. So it's kind of a cool place. This homestead isn't super old. It was not on the 1875 map, but I would say it was in the later 1800s. So anyhow, stick with me and let's see what we can find. We're going to try and get some history in our hand.
Well, I think I found the outhouse door lock, but from a much earlier time from a much later time than the 1800s. Looky there. That is another pocket watch, which is a little bit beyond winding. Wow. That lived better days. I think this is more of a modern one, possibly 50s, 60s. Wow, look at that. That's cool. History in the hand, right there. Who looked at that and how many times? On to the next. Now, I feel like I should know what this is, but I don't. Definitely had a hole on the top. Hey, if you know what this is, please tell me in the comments. Well, now, that is interesting. What we have here, found it with a nail. It almost looks like some sort of cover. I'd love to see what that says. Let's get a close-up. Okay, well now I see what it says, but I still don't know what it is. Diamond Disc Official Laboratory Model, Thomas Edison. And there is a figure holding out hands and possibly a factory in the background. I have no idea. But anyhow, there it was right down in that hole. So we found it, whatever it is. All right, that I do not know for absolute certain what this is, but I believe, what do you think it is, Mackie? What do you think it is? I think this was part of, I think it wound up being part of a firearm trigger guard, or maybe the back of a hammer, something. I feel like this came off of an old, like a muzzle loader or a breech loader gun. So I'm definitely going to take this down to the gun shop in nearby, and those guys will know for sure. They know every square centimeter of old guns, but I've got a feeling that's what it is. Anyhow, very interesting. All right, Mackie, let's keep looking. That is pretty interesting looking. Ooh, Philadelphia. Oh, look at that. Philadelphia police. Wow. Look at that. We found ourselves an old cop uniform button. Oh, that is nifty.
Hey, you know what this is? This is an 1875 seated Liberty dime, and it was minted in Carson City, Nevada. I found it on video outside an 1800s logging camp brothel. But if you don't subscribe, you're gonna miss it.
I think we have another Philadelphia police button. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Philadelphia police. Wow. How cool is that? 2 buttons. Must have been out here outside the hunting camp playing football. On to the next. Oh my gosh. Two more Philadelphia police buttons. Wow, so somebody lost their uniform here. Or could have been a rain jacket or something that was just brought up here. I mean, we are a 4-hour drive today from Philadelphia. But that's 4 Philadelphia police buttons. That'll be interesting. I'm going to look these up. I'll bet you there'll be a way to possibly date these. On to the next. And a 5th. This is the 6th Philadelphia police button. Within just about 36 inches right here. And there is another. This would be the 7th. 7th Philadelphia Police. I'm running out of place to store these. All right, so this item I am flummoxed with. I have never seen anything like this. And I don't see any writing on it. It's got glass. It was hollow, had iron inside. The only thing that pops into my mind would be possibly some sort of very old battery-operated flashlight, possibly. But I have no idea. If you know, please let me know. And in this hole, another, I don't even know how many this is. I think this is possibly number 8. Another Philadelphia police button. And it says, this one says, Eco Uniforms. Or Seiko, maybe. Seiko Uniforms. So that's who manufactured these buttons. Very interesting finds here. I just love it. If you know what this is, please let me know. Cool beans. I think I did. I found the 10th Philadelphia police button. That is all 10 from about 1920 Philadelphia police uniform. And I am glad to have found this. There's a ton of molten lead and brass in this area because it just happens to be that they must have had some kind of workshop. Are you eating dirt, Mackie? Yeah, he's not too bright, but neither am I. But there. And this would say Seiko Uniforms. And the shank is still on the back. Man, that's fantastic. All right, we found 10 out of 10. Yep. That is more melted brass. I don't know what they were doing, but just to make sure, I'm almost positive that's brass. That's weird. It's actually shiny like lead, but it's green. So that's not normally what lead does. Lead usually gets a whitish coating on it. Who knows? We'll worry about it later. Well, Mac, my digging dog, and I we've come across a surface find right here. And as you can see, there's a steering wheel and a steering column that goes to what looks like the frame of a vehicle. Here are the pads. That's the frame of the seats. Who knows? This has been buried here for quite a while. Some sort of motor vehicle. But it has long lived its day and is returning to the dirt that it came from. Still kind of cool. Gonna head back up into the field, see what we can find there out in the open. I got drawn into the woods just by curiosity. This time it looks like we did not find a Philadelphia, we didn't find a Philadelphia police button. Instead we found what looks like a compact. It's brass, it's a little bit worse for wear. But there was a way to open it, and it's very ornate there. I can clean that up, but I think it was solid brass, but it is there's a very delicate design on it. So I'm guessing it was a little makeup compact. But how cool is that? Love this. History in the hand. Now there is a 10 gauge shotgun brass. So that was a big one. That could have been back from the old hammer gun days. But that's a doozy. And WW, I'm not sure. I haven't really seen that stamp before, so I'll have to look it up. But that's pretty interesting. Of course, everything's interesting. But 10 gauge, oh boy, I'll bet somebody had a sore shoulder shooting that blunderbuss. Well, that's where the 92 came from. Look at that. 1993, still shiny. And here's another quarter. Yeah, I found 2 quarters and a penny, so we had ourselves a coin spill. That's one of the modern state coins. That one's shiny too. Wow. That's all right, 50 cents. We'll take it. You know, not every time I get a 92 on the Simplex is it a quarter. Here is a really cool D-buckle that looks like it was probably off of a belt, but it's curved down and it's brass. It's really nice. I don't see any writing on it, but it actually looks a little bit worn. I think that was used a lot. That belt probably lasted for years. But pretty cool. Little history right in the hand. Ooh, this is interesting. There's our first little signal. This is obviously, this is a brass zipper pull. So this is not 1800s, but it is a cool little piece. I can't really make out the writing on it, but there's actually, I think this is a piece of the old wound zipper itself.
Hey, thanks for sticking with me this long into the video. Sorry I didn't do a wrap-up or anything, but I just wasn't thinking that day. So this was a really cool hunt, and I definitely I'll be back to this spot for sure. This is Steve checking out for today, but we'll be back next time. And I just want to remind everybody that if you're not looking for it, you're not going to find it. So get out there and get looking. We'll catch you next time, right here on History in the Hand.